Cozy GV, yo, welcome back to the channel. This is my boy Kaiser. He's camera shy at the moment. He's just getting his cuddles. Today we're going to be covering the downfall of Andrew Tate. Personally speaking, I've never really liked this man. And I'm genuinely happy that his comeuppance has finally visited him. Are you getting comfortable, Kaiser? You comfortable? Here, you want to say hi to the camera? No? You want to say hi? What's this? What's this? You want to say hi? Alright, let's get straight into the video.
World champion kickboxer, pimp, mafia associate.
Fucking hell, already.
All this stuff, and it was like, who is this
fucking hell, already you making me want to stop the video, bro.
It's all true.
He's lying. If anyone tells you they're a pimp, they do this, they're fucking lying, bro.
There's no evidence in my file because I've done nothing wrong. Everybody knows I'm innocent.
They charge me with garbage because they have nothing. There are no victims. I've done nothing wrong.
When you get to a certain level of fame, you either put on a dress or you go to jail, and I'm happy to make my choice, which is jail every single time.
It's all hilarious, bro. It's a joke. Human trafficking for TikTok. The whole thing's a joke.
What makes Andrew Tate, once hailed as an icon of masculinity, now merely living on borrowed time? Andrew Tate has become a name mercilessly dissected by the internet. A fractured brand, a collapsing image, and a man who has almost single-handedly destroyed everything he once built. From controversies surrounding scam coins and aggressive live stream rants,
Buy more. Buy more. Buy more. Buy more.
Like, what the actual
rumors
fuck,
spreading
man?
like wildfire
Listen.
across
Let
social
me
media.
ask you a question. Let me ask you an honest question, yeah? What is the difference between Andrew Tate, yeah, and some homeless guy on the street selling products for money? Like, you know those homeless people that selling roses, selling... What is the difference between that person there, yeah, man or woman, and Andrew Tate? I'll tell you the difference. That man or woman, yeah, is making an honest living. They're not begging. They're not stealing from anyone. Whereas you have this fucking dickhead here, yeah, robbing his fucking fans. The same fans that were there for him when he got arrested. The same fans who made all those noises, yeah, who made all those videos for him when he was fucking arrested. The same fans that were standing outside the fucking prison every single fucking day, doing everything they could, yeah. Those same fucking fans he robbed. He's a fucking beggar and a fucking thief. That's what he is. And I'm surprised that nobody's ever seen that. That is so fucked up, bruv. If you was over the age of 18, yeah, and you fell for this shit, yeah, I feel bad for you, bruv. I feel bad for you. You know what? I take that back. 18, you don't know any better. 19, you don't know any better. Okay, cool. 20, okay, fine. All right, cool. You don't know any better. But 21, you should know fucking better now, bruv. If you're over the age of 21, yeah, and above, yeah, and you fell for any of this shit, yeah, you fucking deserve it too, bruv. You're just fucking dumb, bruv.
Tate has become the focal point of criticism and more abandoned than ever. From the pinnacle of fame where millions called him the alpha male, Tate has now turned into a widely mocked figure on the internet, enduring relentless criticism and facing the disintegration of the brand he painstakingly built. But how did everything collapse so quickly? What turned a social media king into the target of ridicule? This video will uncover every detail, every hidden corner, and the secrets few dare to speak about. We have plenty to discuss, so let's get started. Andrew Tate is now merely a shadow of his former self. To understand why a seemingly invincible brand crumbled so quickly, we must rewind the tape, back to the years of glory where the seeds of tragedy were sown. Once a 4-time world kickboxing champion, Tate was hailed by millions.
Who, bruv? Who did you fight?
He amassed tens of millions of followers.
Go do the
across
research
social
on the
media,
people he fought,
dominating platforms
and you'll
like
realize
TikTok,
something.
YouTube, and Twitter, becoming one of the most controversial yet undeniably prominent figures on the planet. Beyond that, Tate built an online empire worth tens of millions of dollars, where millions of young men
by
eagerly
stealing
paid to hear his
from
lessons
people,
on getting rich and becoming an alpha male.
And being a member of our school and being offered a bank account with a credit card with a $1,000 limit. Right. That's not money for wasting. There will be a guide with that credit card and that $1,000 limit of how to use it, how to spend it, how to pay it off, how to increase your credit rating.
What the actual fuck?
The nickname Top G became a global brand. For many, it's...
What the actual fuck? So what, now you're Xperia, yeah? You do credit checks now? What the actual fuck? And people paid money to... That is so fucked. Wait, people actually paid money to these fucking imbeciles, yeah, to get their fucking credit score up. Like, there's so many other fucking ways of doing that, bruv. Like, literally, bruv. Like, you can actually even put your fucking rent towards your fucking credit score. Like, literally, there's so many ways of doing it, fam. Paying your phone bill on time helps your fucking credit score. Paying your bills on time helps your fucking credit score. I could have told you that for free, bruv. You got these dickheads charging you fucking... Oh, man. What fucking imbeciles, man. I've never liked them at all, bruv. Like, with a fucking passion as well. Like, I never liked them with a fucking passion, bruv. Because Andrew Tate, especially, yeah, he reminds me of some dickhead guys here that I grew up with. And their only fucking goal, yeah, in life, yeah, was to fucking make money, bruv. They didn't care who the fuck they stepped on. They didn't care who the fuck they violated. They still continued being the way they were. Even after going to prison and whatnot, they still continued to be in the way they were. Money can be toxic. Especially when you earn a certain amount of money, yeah? It can be really fucking toxic. I don't think any of these guys, yeah, knows what it feels like to work a full year of honest work. Waking up in the fucking morning, getting ready for work, going to work, doing the fucking 8 hours wherever they're fucking working, and then coming home. I don't think any of these fuckers have actually done a year's work fully, uninterrupted. It's easier for them to fucking scam people and rob people, yeah, rather than doing a fucking honest day work. Fucking pricks, bruv.
Symbolized an extreme, untouchable version of masculinity, and Tate knew exactly how to exploit it. His strategy was simple but chillingly effective.
Look, like literally, look at him, bruv.
$1,000, anyone could join an...
How can anyone expect to learn any masculinity, wherever the fuck you're learning from, bruv? From this guy here, bruv. From him. This man here. Literally, this man here.
Online course, buying into the illusion that they were on a path to dominate life. Millions bought in, turning Tate into a rare phenomenon in the internet.
That's probably why he fucking grow the beards, bruv.
So that the real world token
Look at that fucking chin he has, bruv.
The goal is that you can buy the token and own a percentage of the school. So imagine you sign up for the real world, you start to make money, you focus on your tasks, then
fucking alcoholic cunt artists. That's what they are, bro.
Every single month, a monthly dividend.
Fucking alcoholic
of the school.
cunt artists.
But then that glory didn't collapse from a punch in the ring, but from a fall in real life. In December 2022, Tate was arrested in Romania on serious charges related to illegal activities. The bizarre
Fucking
pizza
idiots,
box
bro.
detail became a global anecdote, a mocking symbol of his downfall. From that point, he was placed under house arrest, barred from leaving Romania, yet still sat in front of cameras continuing to sell a dream he no longer controlled. And then the public realized the sex scandal was just the beginning. The real storm came from darker corners, scam coin controversies, aggressive livestream rants, and hidden secrets. These were the ticking bombs that, one by one, detonated, pushing Andrew Tate from top G to a living testament of a self-destructing brand. But the scandals didn't stop there. As the first cracks appeared, the name CoffeeZilla, a YouTuber renowned for exposing shady financial schemes, emerged as Tate's arch nemesis.
Ah, yes. The normal reaction for people who don't care, melting down on Twitter about how not worried you are. We'll come to Tate's mental breakdown in a moment, but you should know this isn't Tate and I's first run-in. He didn't like it when I exposed his get-rich-quick scheme over a year ago, but this time Tate stepped into my territory. Said he was going to launch a crypto coin.
A war of words erupted. Tate responded with his trademark arrogance, claiming to be a victim of the Matrix, manipulated by the media. But that arrogance backfired. It only made the audience more curious. They flocked to CoffeeZilla's channel, eagerly watching each takedown video as if it were a gripping TV drama.
This is my statement to you, CoffeeZilla. You're a I guarantee I drink more coffee than you. I accidentally leaked your email address, now everyone's calling gay. I regret nothing I've ever done. For every single person who can show me they have emailed CoffeeZilla and called him gay, I will buy daddy. I accidentally leaked your email address.
And CoffeeZilla knew how...
Like, this guy, yeah, it seems like he found the formula, yeah, that worked for him. And when CoffeeZilla basically said, nah, there's fake, he lost the plot. And then getting your fans here to email CoffeeZilla. Yeah, this guy, like, I don't understand how people cannot see these bullying antics that he does. I don't understand how people don't call him out on his bullshit there and then. Like, why does it have to take people like CoffeeZilla? Like, why can't people make their own minds up about certain things? I just don't get it, man. I mean, it is true, like 70% of the world population don't have inner dialogue. But to even fucking come up with a plan, yeah, to rob those people, it's fucking diabolical, bruv. That's literally people who can't think for themselves. You're robbing people who can't think for themselves. I don't think it doesn't get any lower than that. I'm honestly speaking, yeah, what are they doing with the money that they make? What are they doing with the money? Is there something that they know that we don't? Because it seems like it's never enough. Like, I swear to you, it seems like it's never enough for these fucking people. Every other week, they're coming up with a new fucking scheme. And you know what the fucked up thing is, yeah? In 5 years' time, yeah, like, AI is going to completely take over the whole of internet. It's going to take over the whole of Instagram, YouTube, you name it. It's going to be filled with so much content here that you don't know what's actually fucking real. And people like fucking Andrew Tate is going to take advantage of that, because people like him who expose themselves here to being someone who's fake, untrustworthy, and all of that, yeah, they will use AI to take money from you. It's never going to stop. It's never going to stop until you say enough. It is never going to stop. They're going to have AI characters, yeah, who look real. You won't be able to... Look, you know what's on AI right now. You see the shit that they make right now, AI. You can't really tell sometimes. Imagine in 5 years' time when you can't tell the fucking difference. Andrew Tate and people like him are going to use those AIs, yeah, to rob money from more people. And then when that AI is exposed, yeah, they delete, make a new one. That's what they're going to do. Man, I can't wait. I can't wait. I'm going to be here calling all them people out. So if you want to stick around, make sure you hit that subscribe button and join me. Because believe me, in 5 years' time, you're going to be wishing to see real content because you don't know who the fuck is real and who's not. I'm real, okay?
To capitalize on that attention. The more people tuned in, the more evidence he revealed. From Tate's involvement in scam coin projects to a business model bluntly called a digital pyramid scheme, each detail stripped away the glossy image Tate had built. Every time Tate fired back, thinking he could silence the critics, it had the opposite effect. It only poured fuel on the fire. A perfect spiral of attention unfolded. The more Tate deflected, the more reason CoffeeZilla had to dig deeper, and the more the public reveled in watching a top G turn himself into a source of entertainment. From that moment, Tate's image was no longer that of a masculine icon, but a public spectacle, where every misstep was live-streamed, dissected, and mocked. The once alpha male became a living meme, spreading at breakneck speed. The bitter irony is that this scandal didn't dim his spotlight. On the contrary, it drew even more eyes to him. But the brighter the light shone, the more it exposed the contradictions. An alpha male ridiculed through parody edits, a man of steel facing mockery from the online community. And that was the fatal blow, the first crack on the path to Andrew Tate's complete downfall. Yeah. Because this is only the prelude.
Where's
Beyond
baby?
The antics of memes
baby?
And verbal sparring, a greater storm is brewing.
Baby?
One involving cryptocurrency, promises of wealth, and the return of CoffeeZilla, no longer to mock but to investigate suspicions of shady financial activities as per CoffeeZilla's analysis. After the controversies surrounding mocking memes, Andrew Tate quickly ventured into a more attention-grabbing arena, cryptocurrency. Notably, he had previously publicly dismissed crypto as a cheap scam.
Are you going to launch your own crypto?
No, I'm never going to launch a crypto. I just like to crypto Twitter. Because crypto Twitter are full of the biggest degenerate losers on the planet. They're losers. Crypto is the only scenario I can think of where you can make a whole bunch of money while benefiting societies.
Yet, by late 2023...
Like, hello, baby. Hello, baby. Come on. Did you hear what he just said? He said, no, he's not going to make a crypto coin. He said this before he made the crypto coin. So I'm just confused that, hey, baby. Baby. Hello, baby. So I'm just confused as, why didn't people actually watch his videos? I'm sure people... Hello, baby. I'm sure people... Okay, then, go. I'm sure people watched that interview. So when he launched his token, yeah, why didn't people revert back to that video and be on point? That should have been the first red flag for any of his fans, yeah? To say, wait, hold on. What? But it's the fact that these fucking people don't have no inner fucking dialogue, bruv. They don't have that voice in their head that tells them, yo, listen, this is too good to be true, bro. Don't do it. They don't have that voice in their head, bruv. So they watch something, yeah? It registers in their brain. They take it in, and then that's it. They go off it. They can't think of what they just thought about, bruv. I swear, majority of these people, yeah, if you tell them to picture an apple, they can't even fucking picture an object in their fucking mind. That should be a crime. Robbing people like that should be a fucking crime, bruv. Because they're basically impaired, man. The fuck?
To 2024, Tate launched his own token while rolling out the real-world platform, charging $50 a month. During promotional events, he made grand promises, profits from the token, a supportive wealth-building community, and a vision of financial freedom for participants. Observers noted that this model bore striking similarities to a multi-level marketing financial scheme.
It's a fucking pyramid scheme, bruv.
As some fringe idea between two brothers trying to empower all of their fans.
Yeah, money makes money, so we have to give you money. We have to give you access to credit. We have to give you access to money that's being done by fundraiser.com. Networking makes money. We're going to give you access to that via the job board in Real World 2.0. Certification. We're going to make sure you have a certificate. So if you dedicate a few months inside of the Real World 2.0, you're going to leave with the same certificate that you would get.
In this context, YouTuber CoffeeZilla, renowned for his investigative videos exposing dubious projects, re-emerged. Instead of ridiculing Tate as before, he sent a direct email questioning the mechanics of Tate's token and raising suspicions of a Ponzi scheme structure. Tate's response stirred further controversy. Rather than providing a detailed explanation, he chose to livestream attacking CoffeeZilla, publicly sharing his email and urging fans to spam comments in opposition. Thousands of viewers joined in, turning the live chat into a virtual battleground. Notably, during the broadcast, Tate introduced a stunt involving Daddy Coin. Every time fans spammed the phrase "CoffeeZilla is weird," he would pump the price of his coin. The incident quickly spread across social platforms, prompting many to ask, how did a single questioning email escalate into a public financial event resembling a game? According to many commentators, this marked a critical turning point. The scandal was no longer just about humor or personal disputes, but had evolved into a far more serious issue, one directly tied to financial activities and the trust of the community. The climax of the confrontation came on November 25, 2024, when CoffeeZilla officially released an investigative video about Andrew Tate. If his previous efforts were limited to questioning emails, this time it was a detailed expose, complete with evidence and analysis. In the video, CoffeeZilla highlighted the contradictions in Tate's messaging, from once calling crypto a cheap scam to launching his own token and promoting it as a wealth-building tool. More crucially, he exposed the mechanics of the token, comparing it to a disguised multi-level marketing financial scheme, according to his analysis. The promised profits didn't stem from real value, but relied heavily on recruiting more participants, a familiar cycle of multi-level marketing structures. The video also focused on the psychological aspect, how Tate exploited the near-blind loyalty of his young male fanbase. Slogans about being an alpha male and promises of wealth were used as tools to draw the community into a high-risk game, while Tate himself profited from the influx of money.
I mean, I can apologize. I can admit when I'm wrong. Clearly, it was a joke. Tate would never actually scam people with a coin. Oh. Turns out he did. Multiple times. And now is planning to launch a coin if you stay subscribed to his get-rich-quick scheme.
CoffeeZilla's investigation quickly went viral, garnering millions of views in a short time. On social media platforms, many called it a direct hit to the image Tate had painstakingly built. No longer just scattered accusations or mocking rumors, this time the evidence, data, and arguments were laid out like a public indictment. For the public, this was a turning point. The image of a media-dominating alpha male was now juxtaposed with allegations of hypocrisy and financial manipulation. For Tate, the November 25 video was no longer just a war of words. It was a moment of facing the threat of complete collapse. If CoffeeZilla's video was seen as the first direct punch that shook Andrew Tate's glossy empire, less than a month later, another crisis hit, this time from within the very empire he boasted about. On December 18, 2024, Tate faced a technological disaster. Over 800,000 The Real World accounts had their personal data leaked, emails, phone numbers, and even payment histories flooded underground forums. In an instant, hundreds of thousands of loyal fans, who once believed they were joining an alpha army, became prey to phishing scams, financial...
Nah, bro, those 800,000, yeah, are those ones that don't have fucking inner dialogue in their fucking mind, bruv. Fucking imbeciles, bruv. Imbeciles. The fact that you had to go pay money to a fucking dickhead, yeah, because you wanted to be an alpha do you know how fucking... Listen, future generations are gonna look back on this, yeah, and see how fucking dumb you was, bruv. Just remember that, innit? This everything is fucking documented, bruv. Especially right now in this day and age that we live in. Everything documented. Data gonna live forever. Future generation gonna pick that data up from the fucking sky and they're gonna say, what the fuck was this Andrew Tate guy about, bruv? And why was there so many dumb people that fucking followed him? You're going to be the fucking laughing stock of the future generations. And I hope they fucking laugh their fucking ass off. Like, how stupid could you fucking be, bruv? Like, all people as well. Like, seriously, that's his fucking method. Shouting, yeah, and speaking with confidence. That is literally the fucking... Look, someone coming up to you speaking with confidence and promising you something that's out of this world, yeah, it's a fucking definition of a fucking con artist. Con confidence artist. They fuck with your confidence, bruv. There's a confident artist, bruv, who comes and fucks with your confidence, and then everything is just con. You get it?
Spam and even extortion calls. But instead of treating the incident as a wake-up call, Tate downplayed it, even turning it into a marketing tool. On a live stream, he dismissed it as a matrix fabrication, then seized the opportunity to further promote his platform.
We've yet to be convicted of any crime in our lives ever. We have no criminal record anywhere on the planet ever. Our case was dismissed on the 19th of December in Romania under the Biden administration. And our prosecutor recently decided, because we have no active indictment in court, to let us go and return. This is a democratic society. We're supposed to be innocent until proven guilty, as my brother and I are. And I think it's extremely important that we stop allowing media spin, wrap-up smears, lies, or carefully constructed narratives from George Soros-funded operations trying to destroy the reputations of good people who have no intention to do anything other than follow the law.
If CoffeeZilla's expose cast Tate as a hypocrite, the data breach turned his loyal fans into real victims. And that's when the community's anger began to boil over. No longer just online mockery, but a palpable sense of public betrayal. Crack, the reaction from fans after the data breach was truly the big explosion. Those who once proudly boasted about learning in the real world suddenly found their emails flooded with spam and their accounts targeted by cheap scams. They didn't just lose money, they lost faith in the icon they once saw as their guide. The wave of anger spread rapidly. Forums, private groups, and Twitter X were flooded with bitter complaints. Some still tried to defend him, but most couldn't hide their sense of betrayal. Many fans expressed their disappointment and fury.
I used to pay $50 a month to learn how to be an alpha, and now I've become a victim of email phishing. How ironic.
Another person angrily spoke out.
Tate claims to protect his fans, but when his fans get hacked, he blames it on the Matrix. Did the Matrix plant malware in his database or something?
It's not just a few isolated voices. A wave of outrage has spread even within Tate's most loyal community. Someone bitterly admitted,
"We didn't just lose our data, we lost our respect, and he's even treating this like a marketing campaign."
But the storm didn't stop
there. At least some of them got fucking inner dialogue, bruv.
Feeling betrayed, the next scandal dealt a direct blow to the very alpha aura that Tate had always preached.
Good.
In early 2025, a leaked video began spreading rapidly online. Many believed its content suggested violent behavior in Tate's relationships, sparking a fierce backlash across the internet. Before the shock could subside, a series of ex-girlfriends came forward.
And don't ever forget, she was fucking underage.
Confirming experiences of control, threats, and moments of tension that crossed boundaries. In an instant, the narrative of the alpha male protector of women was completely turned on its head. The internet erupted with outrage and sarcasm. Alpha where? All I see is a toxic, abusive man. This event was not just a personal scandal. It was a fatal blow, shattering the image Tate had painstakingly built. If people could previously debate about cryptocurrencies or his courses, this time the issue cut straight to moral convictions. The man who once lectured the world on how to love and protect women was now accused of doing the exact opposite. All his preaching, all the imagery of the alpha male crumbled, leaving only serious allegations of violent behavior in relationships, powerfully challenging his alpha male persona. Looking back at the series of events surrounding Andrew Tate, we see a familiar paradox of the digital age. Fame can be inflated in an instant, but it can also collapse with a single misstep. When an image is built on hollow slogans rather than a moral foundation, its downfall is not a matter of chance but an inevitability. Tate's story also serves as a reminder of the fragility of trust. In a world where promises of wealth and power easily captivate millions, audiences often forget that actions are the true measure. And when those actions reveal contradictions, the mask falls faster than any promotional campaign can salvage. The lesson is not just for Tate, but for everyone. Social media influence is not an invincible shield. It only endures as long as it is nurtured by authenticity and respect. Once trust is betrayed, no matter how dazzling the aura, it becomes merely a fleeting flash before fading away. Ultimately, which Matrix was it that defeated Andrew Tate? That was the question many were asking in late December 2024 when Andrew Tate faced a harsh reality. It wasn't the haters, it wasn't the media, nor was it CoffeeZilla. The fatal blow came from a London court. In a shocking ruling, over $2 million USD was seized in connection to tax evasion allegations, according to London court records. The income from the real-world platform, crypto promotions, and all sorts of projects was meticulously listed in the court documents. If previously he could dodge scandals with his usual excuses, this time the paperwork and numbers left him no room to escape. The price of his so-called financial genius turned out to be a cold, hard figure on a tax statement. And the blow was even more bitter, as it came right when Tate was trying to recover from a series of controversies. CoffeeZilla's investigative video, the data leak, and the personal scandal.
I love it.
Yet Tate didn't change his script. Immediately, he blamed the Matrix. On a live stream, he claimed the authorities were intimidated by his influence and were out to attack him. Once again, he turned defeat into a conspiracy theory. But this time, the audience wasn't buying it. The internet quickly turned the situation into a collective joke. One mocking comment read, "An alpha can escape any trap except the tax trap." Another quipped, "Turns out the Matrix is a London tax office employee, not some anonymous hacker." From that moment, the narrative was no longer in Tate's hands. He was once a master of manipulating words, turning every scandal into an opportunity to bolster his brand. But in the face of a court ruling, the truth was undeniable. Losing over $2 million was just the surface. What he lost even more was his
literally
image
a
and
fucking
symbolic
grifter.
power. For his fans, this was the final wake-up call. The
Good.
man who preached that the rules don't apply to alphas had to bow before the most basic things, taxes and the law. For the public, it was an ironic ending. The man who once challenged the world was brought down by a tax bill. And from that moment, Tate not only lost money, but also his image, becoming a name mocked more than admired. A man once hailed as an invincible icon now stood as proof of an age-old truth. You can fool the public for a while, but you can never fool the numbers on a tax return. But the climax didn't end there. After the blow from London, Tate entered his final gambit.
What happened?
Escape. In March 2025, he suddenly announced his departure from the US to return to Romania. With a bold declaration, "I'm going back to prove my innocence."
Bullshit.
It sounded like the opening
He was
salvo
running
of a
away,
fiery
bro.
legal battle. But reality was
Florida
far
was
colder.
after him.
Many sources suggested this wasn't an act of bravery, but a calculated retreat, an attempt to evade the risk of arrest in the US.
Yes.
The image of the alpha who defied the world now resembled more a man fleeing under the cover of darkness, cloaked in grandiose rhetoric. And then the fatal blow came from across the ocean. The Florida Attorney General's office issued an immediate statement. The investigation would continue, and if Andrew Tate set foot in the US again, he would face prosecution immediately.
Good.
A blunt warning, devoid of flourish, leaving
Arrest
no room
him.
for speeches about the Matrix. Only the stark truth remained. The United States had slammed the door shut in his face. In that moment, Tate didn't just lose money and his image. He lost the biggest stage of all, the one he had leveraged to become a global
Fuck him,
phenomenon.
bro. Arrest
From an
him,
arrogant
bro.
icon, he was now reduced to the figure of an exile, living in fear that a single flight to the wrong
Good.
destination could land him
Good. He
behind
deserves
bars.
it.
From the pinnacle of social media stardom, Andrew Tate once positioned himself as untouchable, an alpha male celebrated by many, a phenomenon who knew how to turn every scandal into a tool to bolster his brand. But step by step, that wall began to crack. From CoffeeZilla's expose, to the data leak that turned fans into victims, to the relationship scandals that laid bare stark contradictions. And finally, the hammer of the law. Over $2 million seized and a warning from the US tightened the
Good.
noose around an
You should have
image
took
once
more.
thought invincible. Now Tate is left as a mere shadow of himself, a man who claimed to fear no Matrix, yet fled the US in haste. A figure who taught millions of fans how to become alpha warriors, yet failed at the most basic things: truth, law, and accountability. Can Tate continue to survive on his gimmicks?
No.
Or are these the final months of a self-proclaimed alpha legend who shot himself in the foot?
Yeah, he shot himself with a 12 gauge pump, bro. Boom, boom. You get it? And honestly speaking, yeah, the thing that pissed me off the most, yeah, of what he did, yeah, like one of his antics, one of the antics that he did, when he decided to embrace Islam, yeah, like Muslims everywhere around the world, like rejoiced, like, you know, they welcomed him with open arms, like, and Muslims, they believe, yeah, well, like when you revert to Islam, yeah, like everything is, the whole slate is clean, like it's like you're newborn basically. This man, it seems to me like he used Muslims for clout, for the support, and then the moment he was released, 2 months go by, 3 months go by, he starts to cater to all these extremist ideas and views, to the point, yeah, where he was involved in causing a riot in the UK against the same very people that supported him, that welcomed him with open arms. And then he talks about all this fucking issues that has nothing to do with him. It has nothing to do with him. He starts to become a shield for the Zionist puppets. He literally became a Zionist puppet. And then when the Zionists said, yeah, we don't want nothing to do with you, thanks for the chaos that you've done for us, but we're still coming to get your ass. Like, he's left in a corner where Muslims don't really like him for his antics, and then Zionists don't like him for his antics. And then normal people don't like him for his fucking antics. So believe me when I say, yeah, in 5 years' time, when AI takes over the whole of the internet and you have AI characters, this man, he's going to use AI characters because his face is literally like his bait. You get it? Everyone knows his bullshit. But not the AI characters. He's going to get AI characters to steal more money from you guys. This man is not done. He's going to come back with a vengeance. Yeah? And he's not going to give a fuck. He deserves everything that's happening to him. Furthermore, I hope if he ever steps into the UK or the US, they just fucking arrest his ass, man. We don't need Andrew Tates. We don't need people like him in fucking 2026. We want to leave people like this fucker in the past. So on that note, if you made it all the way to the end and you have not subscribed, we should be friends, honestly, because you're going to be regretting in 5 years' time when you don't have real people to watch. Anyway, I'll catch you on the next one. Hasta luego.